Hi, Captain Steve for BoatTEST.com, and this is the Wellcraft 355, a performance adventure boat that crosses over into commuter and family fun. Let's take a look as I do a full features inspection and performance evaluation. The cockpit measures 3 feet 11 inches to the front of the sport tow bar by 9 feet 3 inches side to side. There are stainless steel boarding gates to both sides leading to swim platforms, and there are boarding gates leading us out both sides. There's a removable boarding ladder for the side doors. The boat has 9-inch pull-up cleats. There are 3 to either side. And then just behind the cleat, there's a socket for putting on a stanchion that will support an aft sunshade. There are 2 in-deck fish boxes, 1 to each side, and they're both macerated. Notice how all the perimeters around the compartments are guttered and leading to overboard drains. There's optional teak decking, and I really think it warms up the cockpit. Note that it comes with this clever place to stow fenders, one of the best arrangements we've seen. As an option, we can add bench seating that's 3 across in this position, or we can get rid of this whole thing and add an outdoor galley, and that's going to include a sink, a grill, small live well, pull-out drawer with a cooler underneath. A hatch in the center of the deck gives us one location to access all of the mechanical components. There's an option for a 6.4 kW diesel generator. We can swap that out for a Seakeeper gyro stabilizer. Now just ahead, it's a convenient storage compartment, and the one just to the right goes really deep. The rack you see inside is designed to hold your fenders in case you choose the grilling and sink console aft. Corian shelving up on top with beverage holders, grab rail, 6 feet 8 inches off the deck. There's an extended overhead providing protection. It comes out 27 inches, and then we can put an optional sunshade aft of that. Cockpit lighting is to both sides. Heavy duty rails, a little bit of overbuild going on there. Now the 355 has an asymmetrical layout, so we've got side decks to the starboard side, not so much on the port side. There's still a little space over there, but this gives us more room in the interior. We've still got 18 inches of side deck space right here. Bulwarks come up 32 inches and top out at 37 on the rails. That's surprising. Come up a couple of steps, and now we've got the bulwarks at 20 inches and topping out at 30 inches, still exceeding ABYC standards. Now this brings us to a 3 across lounger at the bow that measures in at 63 inches by 52 inches. Flip down armrests add to the comfort level. There are beverage holders to both sides. If we flip open the center cushion, now we give access to the hatch leading down below, so there's some more light going in there, and we also expose 2 beverage holders. Fully forward, there's a bench seat aft facing 24 inches across, and there's a pedestal table with a teak top to increase the functionality. We can also lower this and add a cushion to make this whole area into a sunbed. Underneath the forward seat, there's deep storage, and it's self-draining. Right alongside, there's another compartment that can hold a propane bottle if you wanted to swap out the electric grill for a propane grill inside the cabin. I also have to say, I'm impressed with these rails, 1.5 inches thick. That's about as large as this Flybridge cruiser next to us. And remember, this is on a 36-foot boat. Under a hatch at the bow, a Lumar windlass handling the chain and rope rode. There's a remote control here as well as at the helm. Rope is used for a safety stop. This is leading out to an anchor roller that's recessed into the bow, 15-kilogram anchor. Now we can also get a bow reboarding ladder in this location. 8-inch cleats are to both sides of the bow, and there are 3 of them to each side of the boat. There's pop-up LED lighting to both sides, plus sockets to hold stanchions that will support a bow sunshade. At the top of the cabin, a light bar that adds to the adventure quality of the boat, and also great for coming in at night, like to the Bahamas at Bimini. Notice also how the windshield is raked forward. That adds to the sporty look of the boat. I really like how Wellcraft has designed this windshield and pronounced brow. The brow will protect the captain from the sun. The canted windshield will shed water better in a rain and storm. And inside, the dash will not be reflected in the windshield when looking out. This is an old North Sea workboat design that is becoming popular now on Northern European recreational boats. The door is opened with a pneumatic assist strut. Held in the open position, provides an open 25 inches wide. We can blend the inside with the outside by opening up this door and opening up this window. Incidentally, we can keep this open along with the side windows when running. Cabin is a welcoming gathering area. Overhead height is 6 feet 3 inches. Nice skylight with a blackout shade. We can also just block some of the sun. And I like that these are manually operated because it's one less thing to fail. Elevated grab handles are to both sides. Overhead grab rails like this are rarely seen on boats this size and are a welcome addition when going offshore. Seating goes across because we also have 2 optional removable stools. We can position them anywhere we want around this table, which is on a high-low pedestal. We can lower this and convert this entire area into a berth. The table is also expandable. We can also easily convert the table to booth-style seating that comfortably accommodates 4. The table's on a 9-inch elevated platform with storage underneath. And notice even the ottomans have storage underneath. There's optional snap-in carpeting under the table. Galley is over to the port hand side with a single burner electric stove, a stainless steel single basin sink. Storage below includes a trash receptacle, storage drawers, there's a grab handle, and then refrigeration is just behind. And bottle and stemware storage. Forward and under the observer seat is a microwave. A panel right by the door houses your remote battery switches for the 3 engine start batteries, the house battery, the generator battery, your battery parallels, breaker for the anchor windlass, generator control so we don't have to go down into the mechanical room to do that, a gauge for the diesel tank for the generator, and our 110 connectivity breakers, one for the high load for the air conditioning and the other for all the lighting, and then your reverse polarity indicators down below. Just above is the climate control. For the air conditioning, we have 12,000 on deck, 8,000 below deck. This, of course, requires a 110 volt system. Continuing forward, we have 3 seats, all of them high-rise bucket seats. The armrests are in fixed positions. They all also include flip bolsters and slide fore and aft. I also have to appreciate the intricate upholstery work and the custom embroidery. There's an opening side window for ventilation. Just below, we've got an air conditioning vent. The helm is double wide. Choose from either a single or double 16-inch displays. The compass is in line with the operator, but the wheel is just slightly offset to the left-hand side. Wellcraft tells us they've done that to make the helm more ergonomically friendly, giving the operator good purchase on both the wheel and the throttles. Quick windlass control, electrical switches, bow thruster, beverage holder, zip weight controller, and the JPO joystick. Digital throttle and shift. Ignitions are underneath, offset to the side so they're out of the knee strike zone. Air conditioning vent conveniently located. VHF, vessel view display, grab handle, storage place for paperwork, and then a footrest both high and low. Just under the helm, there's a platform we can drop down that will elevate the captain another 7.5 inches. And of course, anyone who's seen my videos enough knows by now my favorite feature, the opening side door that gives us access to the midship cleat. Up above, there's a skylight that has a blackout shade, a sunshade, and it can also be opened. This is repeated right above the captain. We access the cabin through a hatch that's just offset to the port hand side. Gives us an opening 23 inches wide. Well, this starts with a berth fully forward. Headroom is 6 feet 2 inches, which means 2 feet 11 inches over the berth. And there's a window above, again with sunshade or blackout shade. The berth measures 67 inches by 60 inches. There's a 6-inch extension that inserts in the foot of the bed, making it 73 inches head to toe. Storage is above, and at the aft bulkhead, there's a hanging locker. Additional storage is under the berth. Storage along the sides. There are hull side windows with blinds that can be pulled down. Another window forward gives us additional light. Small settee over to the port hand side gives us a nice place to sit while we're putting our clothes on or getting our shoes on. There's a mirror to the aft bulkhead. At the aft bulkhead, there's a 29-inch TV on a swivel mount. The head, I was expecting a wet head, but no, this is a full head. Corian counters, vessel sink on top of the counter, mirror, storage, and a walk-in shower. 2 opening port lights provide ventilation. Underneath the step, we've got the circuit breakers and fuses, and notice that when we have the lights on, the step light also illuminates the interior. Now remember I said asymmetrical layout, 18 inches to one side, this side 7 inches. Now here's a nice holdover from the old Wellcraft days. Fashion plates to the side. They serve no real function, but they are a distinctive feature, especially on this new commuter series. If you look carefully at the hardtop, it seems to have a look of being inverted, and that may very well be the case, but what it gives you now is a grab rail going all the way around, and right at this low point there's a drain, comes out here and brings you right down to this drain and channels the water overboard. That's repeated up forward as well, so even if it's pouring rain, it's a rain gutter. You're not going to get rain coming down all the sides of the boat. It will come down that hole and then another one here right down to the side deck and then overboard. Up on top, this rail is standard, the cross rails are optional. Power packages, it's always going to be triple engines. You can get 300 horsepower Mercuries, Yamahas, or these 350 horsepower Mercury Verados. When it was time to go out in the ocean, we quickly realized the conditions were going to be a little too rough to accurately record our traditional BoatTEST.com measurements. However, we did get to see how she handles in less than ideal seas, and I really tested this boat. The 355 was designed to run fast in less than ideal conditions. Wellcraft uses a technique they call infujection, which is a process using a mix of infusion and injection to create a strong, sturdy hull. And let me tell you, we really put this to the test while out on the water. Now, while we couldn't get our own test results, Wellcraft has done extensive testing, and here's what they report. With 300 Mercury Verados doing the heavy work, she reached a top speed of 57.7 miles per hour. Best cruise came in at 4,000 RPM and 35 miles per hour. At that speed, the 34.9 gallon per hour fuel burn translated into 1 mile per gallon and a range of 238 statute miles. All while still holding back a 10% reserve of the boat's 264 gallon total fuel capacity. Regardless of how much we dished out, she just kept taking it. We experienced firsthand the strength of this process launched from the boat completely airborne with all 3 props out of the water. At high speeds, we were jumping from wave top to wave top and seemed to spend more time in the air than in the water. The props always stayed completely engaged, and when buried in a trough, pressing through a heavy wave, the 355 threw the water out of her way, keeping us dry and protected. The lamination technique they used on this particular boat proved worthy, and it was just a blast to drive her. The interior is roomy and very well laid out. Earlier I mentioned the inverted windshield. During our exciting adventure on rough waters, visibility was much better than expected, and the reduction of the sun's glare was a huge plus. While we, quite literally, were pushing the limits of the 355, I have to point out how comfortable the helm controls were during this test run. The off-center steering made it easy to control, and the 355 was very reactive to my commands with little effort on my part. Overall, this boat is a true testament to what Wellcraft stands for: power, excitement, stability, and adventure. You definitely won't want to miss out on an opportunity to push the limits in this boat. That's my full features inspection and performance evaluation of the Wellcraft 355. For BoatTEST.com, I'm Captain Steve. We'll see you on the water.